What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we have a real zero to hero situation on our hands. There's a weapon that was absolute trash tier. Like, this thing was seeing no play within the game. Wasn't as bad as the Queensbreaker, but pretty much nothing is. But seriously, you really wouldn't see anyone using this thing no matter which activity you're playing. But now, in Act 3 of Episode Echoes, it is one of the best weapons you can possibly use in all of Destiny 2 right now. So, what the heck happened? Well, let's get started. Now, the weapon in question is going to be the Centrifuse Exotic Auto Rifle. This thing was added back, a few seasons ago, I believe. Really didn't see a lot of fanfare. Again, just was regulated to the sidelines, didn't see a ton of play, but that all changed in the last Tuesday reset with the launch of Act 3, because with Act 3, we got a whole new row of seasonal artifact perks, and there's 3 that are really impacting the meta. First of all, we have Sustained Fire. Continuously damaging combatants with an auto rifle grants you damage resistance. So it turns out, and as you can see from the background gameplay, that's actually going to be resist times 3, and that is a 40% reduction in incoming damage. 40% DR from Sustained Fire. That's crazy good, because it's really not asking you to do much. It's just like, hey, use an auto rifle, become 40% tankier, don't mind if I do. That's incredible. After that, we have Targeting Autoloader. While you have an auto rifle equipped, defeating combatants reloads your equipped weapon and temporarily increases weapon damage, and awards bonus progress when dealing final blows while surrounded. This thing's insane. Like, you will, in some situations, never need to reload your weapon as long as you can get those consistent kills. Like, I think you can see in the background gameplay, I'm literally holding the trigger down on purpose in between shooting enemies, trying to waste ammo, and I still don't need to reload. Just a crazy, crazy artifact perk. But then it gets even crazier with the third one here, Shock and Awe. When you have an Arc or Prismatic subclass equipped, Arc final blows while you are amplified summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. The amount of, crowd control, the damage you're doing with Shock and Awe is, well, shocking and will fill you with awe. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It really increases the power of your weapons. So combine these 3 perks, and the logical conclusion is that, well, I want to use an auto rifle and I want to use something that's Arc. So why don't I use an Arc auto rifle? But it turns out the only exotic auto rifle in the entire game that's Arc is the Centrifuse. Now, there's a bit of a caveat there. Technically, you also have the Hard Light because it can change its element to Arc, but it's really not quite as good, especially because it's displayed as a void weapon. So if you're using stuff like Arc Loader, and I don't think it's going to get benefits from that, or if it does, it's just a lot of hooey around the Hard Light. So really, legitimately, the Centrifuse is the one you want to use, because taking a look at its traits here, it has Overcharge Capacitor. Sprinting, sliding, and firing this weapon builds a temporary electrostatic charge, increasing range and reload speed. Final blows with high charge cause explosions, and maximum charge explosions blind targets. Now, this also has regenerative motion, where sprinting gradually reloads the weapon, which is great. And then it also has a catalyst, which says, while amplified, this weapon gradually gains overcharge. And funny enough, I actually didn't even have this catalyst unlocked until recently, because again, this thing was seeing no play. I didn't even bother with it. But after using it in Act 3, it was so good. I was like, okay, I need to get the catalyst, because all of these perks combined give you a weapon that does exactly what you want when you're doing the proper gameplay loop to get the most out of those insane new seasonal artifact perks, because it breaks down into 2 different things. Thing number 1, you want to be getting kills to become amplified, because how do you become amplified? You just need a bunch of Arc kills, and the Centrifuse is going to let you do that, right? It's a decent auto rifle on its own, but then when it does build that charge and it starts exploding enemies, when you get those final blows, very easy to stack up the kills required to activate Amplified, right? But then on top of that, guys, once you become amplified, and remember, you can become amplified with any arc kills, so throwing one pulse grenade, right? Like if you are the Prismatic Titan and you've got Jolt with your grenades, just one grenade will often be enough to get you amplified. So it's not like you only have to rely on your Centrifuse to become amplified, but once you are amplified, which obviously is part of the gameplay loop you want to do, you get additional benefits with that catalyst. You're going to get more overcharge, which means more explosions, which means more blinding, which means easier arc final blows to constantly keep amplified active, right? Like it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy of getting amplified and then getting additional benefits while amplified to continue that gameplay loop. So the Centrifuse is actually really good with what we have going right now, thanks to those seasonal artifact perks. Now, you might be saying, well, that all seems pretty cool, but it's taking up your exotic slot. You could be using the Galahorn and then just use a legendary arc auto rifle. And certainly there are some good legendary arc auto rifles. The Sweet Sorrow comes to mind. However, again, when we go back to that gameplay loop, you need to be getting rapid arc kills to be triggering amplified. And every exotic primary weapon in Destiny 2 gets 40% additional damage against red bar enemies. And so once you do incorporate that fact, the Centrifuse becomes the clear choice if you are trying to get the most out of those seasonal artifact perks. If you want those auto rifle perks, you want, infinite ammo magazines, plus boosted damage, plus damage resistance, plus everything exploding and also jolting all at once, the Centrifuse is going to be what you want to use, again, to really reap the rewards of those seasonal artifact perks. Now, of course, you don't even have to be using arc weapons at all. The Choir of One is a crazy weapon too, but if you want to be in that gameplay loop, man, you have got to try the Centrifuse. And if you don't have the catalyst for it, highly recommend doing what I did and getting that catalyst too, because it really does make a difference. Now, if you are going to try this weapon out, or frankly any arc auto rifle, I have a few tips in terms of build crafting that will make things a lot better. So if you are playing Prismatic, definitely consider using an arc super so that you can then use Facet of Purpose, so that picking up any orb of power is going to just get you amplified. So you don't have to worry about getting a bunch of kills, like you can just be amplified way more consistently and way more often. Then, if you also do have that arc super, you can use stuff like Harmonic Siphon, so that using your arc weapon will get you orbs of power to just complete that cycle. You can also use Harmonic Loader, again, like you're getting these arc armor mods at a discount because you're using the arc super and stuff like that. Obviously, arc weapon surge is a great one, but also, guys, don't forget about some other seasonal artifact perks. If you're already running the auto rifle stuff plus shock and awe, well then why not run Galvanic Armor, which says while you have an arc or prismatic subclass equipped, which you already do, then you're going to have reduced incoming damage from combatants while amplified. So you're not only getting the damage resistance from shooting guys with your auto rifle, you also have the Galvanic Armor DR as well. And then also you have Shield Crush. Look at the bottom half. While you are amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. Well, this is really good if you do have, like I alluded to earlier, like, an arc grenade like Pulse Grenade, and you're using that to get those arc rapid kills to become amplified. So those other seasonal artifact perks really, really work well with that same gameplay loop we've talked about, and really work well with the Centrifuse plus all those other seasonal artifact perks. So definitely, if you are using the Centrifuse, or again, any arc auto rifle, put those on. It's going to make things just significantly more powerful. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.